in the Aaron chair today. The one, the only Stephen Parr. AmericaOnPar.com is the website. Okay, so you have to help me decide whether I am legitimately concerned, whether this, is a topic of legitimate concern, or I'm just a paranoid, angry, old, bitter white man.
And this is an either or, not a combined.
No gray area here, amigo.
All right.
I said amigo. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm flipping across TV, and I come to a Sesame Street's on.
Sunny days.
And on the Sesame Street, there's a Hispanic kid, a Mexican kid, and he's teaching Spanish to little white kids.
Okay.
Agua, rojo, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's interesting, and my mind starts working. And a couple of days later, it's Saturday morning, and I'm flipping across again, and I find an HBO show. And it's not on HBO Latino, it's on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Spanish. It's a cartoon show in Spanish on the mainstream English HBO channel. Now, here's my concern. It seems to me, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm just a crabby, paranoid old white guy, or have the cultural elites decided what the next dominant culture will be, and it's not ours?
So it's HBO, for one. You have to pay to get it. I didn't run across that channel because I don't get HBO. Not that I don't understand it. I just don't pay for it.
There are on mainstream television, on network television, there are commercials in Spanish. So my question to you is, have the elites, the political, look, one of the two, every time we start talking about Donald Trump.
Yes.
Or the presidential election.
Yes.
And I say to people, what's the number one issue to you? And if they don't say the economy, they say security.
Right.
And I say there's only one candidate for president who says we should close the border.
Right.
We should. And here's my thought on Hillary Clinton. Not only does she want to grant amnesty to everyone who is here?
Right.
I tend to think the number is between 20 and 25 million. And if that's the number of illegal immigrants in this country, that means 1/4 of Mexico is here. Not only does Hillary want to grant amnesty to everyone who is here, but to everyone who ever gets here for the rest of time, ad infinitum.
Which, by the way, is a racist idea because the Democrats believe they can turn states blue as the population becomes more and more brown. It is
you
a
and I
racist
certainly
idea.
are not the first to make the case. That open borders, especially particularly to the South, is a Democrat voter drive.
Yeah.
So my question once again is,
yes,
am I just an old paranoid white guy, or have the political and cultural elites decided what the next dominant culture will be, and it's not ours?
I agree that that's what they're trying to do. They're at least trying to pander to that idea. But I don't care because the marketplace will prove them wrong. HBO is not going to be successful by having these Latino conversations on their main HBO channel. It's one thing to say we're going to have HBO and do most of this in Spanish over here, but if they're trying to convince most of America that they need to be watching and paying for HBO to watch it in Spanish, they're going to lose in the marketplace.
Speaking of most of America, has most of America, have you and me and people of our political and or cultural ilk, have we allowed the left to confuse culture with race? I.e., you believe that America has a distinct culture, a way of doing things that immigrants to this country should assimilate.
Yes.
But what the political left has done is said, no, they've confused purposely.
Yes.
Culture and race, i.e., if you believe in American culture, if you believe in the American way, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a xenophobe, you're a hater.
I absolutely agree with that statement. And it's actually another podcast I've done is called American Exceptionalism. And there are people that have said that if you believe that America really is exceptional, that that's a racist idea. That's impossible to be a racist idea, because to say that America is exceptional means that all of America has to be a part of it. And we aren't one race. America is not one race. We are an amalgamation of races here. And so to say that it's American exceptionalism, that we are exceptional, it's not a racist idea. It's a thought process. The reason America has been exceptional is because Americans thought we were exceptional. If you think you can, if you think you can't, you're right. America thought it could be exceptional. It turns out it was right. Nowadays, that's turned into a racist idea. And as a result, we're backing away from American exceptionalism. Well, if we became exceptional because we thought we were exceptional, what happens when we stop thinking we're exceptional? That's the problem.
Which is the left endgame. Do you agree?
I think that it becomes about power. If you believe you can, you don't give your power to someone else. If you believe you can't, you give your power to someone else you think can.
I.e., the government.
The government. And it is a self-defeating prophecy.